Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek. Sorry, it caught me by surprise and I thought it would have ended and it didn't. But anyway, hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek and welcome to episode 109. Yes, of Friday Night A Point with Fear. This week we're doing Evil Dead 2. Not that long ago we did the first Evil Dead and now we're doing Evil Dead 2. But Josh Temple's here with his harpoon ready to deal out some death to the Deadites. Can you kill Deadites? I don't know. They're already dead, but never mind. And Win Gracie said hello. Or maybe he's going low. Hark. I don't know. I think it's hello. He's getting down with the internet abbreviations like the kids do. Anyway. So, Evil Dead. Before we start though, before we go on about that, don't forget to like and subscribe. By the way, I don't know what's going on with that. Why isn't it red? I don't know. Can I change it? Just let me check. Maybe we should see. Has the brand altered? Right, see what happens, see if it turns red. There we go. Right. Fair enough. Right, where were we? Just says, I'll unlive the undead. And behold, lo, and behold. Says Win Grace. Anyway. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already, join the live chat if you're a member, and all that stuff. Explore the description for various links for stuff like merch, my books, which I'll plug. What the heck? What have I got here? Oh, right. Sorry, I wonder what that was then. Evil Dead trilogy Blu-rays. But my books. Silent Predator, short horror novella about big cats eating people in a North Yorkshire village. And Mercury Rapids, light-hearted sci-fi action adventure about UFOs and stuff like that. They're on Amazon Kindle and paperback. You have been warned. Right, so what else? Right, I'm also on Facebook, X and Instagram. Links for those in the description as well. Right, we're live on YouTube, fingers crossed. Yes, we seem... Oops, press wrong button. Yes, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Rumble and we're live on Twitch. Huzzah. Oh, excuse me. Right, so Evil Dead 2. Obviously, the first Evil Dead came out in 1982. I think it was 82. Not a massive hit, but it pretty quickly garnered a cult following, particularly when it came out on video. But it took them another 5 years to make the sequel. Under a different production company. For some reason, the production company that released the first Evil Dead, I can't remember who it was, they didn't want to do it again for some weird reason, and they wouldn't allow the rights for them to use clips from the first Evil Dead in Evil Dead 2, as kind of a, previously on the Evil Dead sort of thing. But so to redo some shots. But Evil Dead 2 is not a sequel to Evil Dead. It's kind of a reboot, and it's a reboot, a remake, whatever. But anywho, Evil Dead 2, obviously written and directed by Sam Raimi, co-wrote with Scott Spiegel, produced by Robert Tapert, or is it Tappert? Whatever. Stars Bruce Campbell, Sarah Berry, Dan Hicks, Cassie Wesley, Richard Domeier, and Denise Bixler as Linda, but Snowy Winters plays Dancing Demon Linda. I thought that was stop motion. Whatever. And Ted Raimi as Possessed Henrietta. Who plays... and Lou Hancock plays the real Henrietta, and we briefly see... Henrietta's husband, Professor Noby, as like a spirit. That's John Peaks. Right, so that's the cast. It had a budget of $3.5 million. Its box office, I presume this is at the time, though its general release for $5.9 million. I imagine it's made a lot more than that over the years. But anyway. So, right, we'll get on with it, shall we? We'll just start well, not going to just play the film, because we'll get into trouble with YouTube. It's been terrible recently with the copyright claims. But anyway, watching it in a series of stills may play the odd snippet. I'll try to avoid it, but we'll see how we go. And off we go then. Right, so that's what we'll do. So I'll just full screen that baby. I will make myself titchy tiny. Hang on, I've got to get... where is it? Where have I put it? There we go. Got to get rid of them. I'll make myself titchy tiny in the corner of the screen. There I go. And off we go. Here it comes. Right, we begin. Is it going to come on? There we go. Rosebud. It was Dino De Laurentiis that produced this film. Apparently, Stephen King had words with Dino De Laurentiis and says, "I want you to fund Evil Dead 2." But apparently, his company, DEG, De Laurentiis Entertainment Group, whatever it's called, don't do R-rated films or X-rated films or whatever you want to call it. So essentially they created a fake company called Rosebud. Called Rosebud. There we go. I'm guessing inspired by Citizen Kane, because that was the famous Rosebud thing, wasn't it? Anyway, so that's why it's Rosebud. But then it does say Renaissance Pictures afterwards in a minute. Oh, it did. Honest, it did. Honest, I'm not lying. Well, it did on the one that I watched earlier on. Where is it? Maybe it's later. Might be later. So we get a bit of exposition about the Book of the Dead. Here it is. And at the beginning, they call it Necronomicon Ex Mortis, roughly translated the Book of the Dead. But then later on in the film, it's called something else. But never mind. And we learn that it doesn't say it's bound in human flesh. I think that's from the first film, innit? But it does say it doesn't say it's inked in human blood either. It says it's just inked in blood. From when the seas ran red with blood, and this is the blood that inked the book. In a cool animation. I said that the fella, the animator, did all these drawings and stuff in the book like that. And animated them as he drew them. Took a shot, drew a bit more, took a shot. They did it like that. I bet it took a while. There we go. Renaissance Pictures. Is that Sam Raimi's company? I don't know. Let me just check. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Bum ba dum ba dum. It doesn't say. It doesn't have a bloody Wikipedia thing. So I'm going to have to look it up. We're live, I don't care, I want to know how to spell Renaissance. It's not two N's, you silly sod. It's there on the screen in front of you. Right, Renaissance Pictures. No, I don't mean the Mona Lisa. Showing images of the Da Vinci paintings and stuff. What about the production company? Oh, for Pete's sake. 10 most famous paintings of the Renaissance. Thanks, Google. Movies. I'll put that. There we go. Right. Let's have a look. It doesn't tell me anything. It just says films produced by Renaissance Pictures. Not who owns it. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Yes, it is Sam Raimi's company. I just wondered, is it still going? I don't know. Oh, the company changed its name in 2019 to Raimi Productions. Right, there we go. Right, I just wanted to know. Right, fair enough. Right, where were we? Right, so off we go. We begin. By the way, I like this that we're going to see in a minute. Hang on. Here we go. This when it says Evil Dead and then the 2 appears, and that when it rotates, for some reason, I think that looks really cool. And I'm sure it's really, simply done, but I think it just looks super cool. But anyway. Right, we begin. They're on the way to the cabin. As I said, it's not going back to the cabin, because he was supposed to have died, wasn't he, at the end of the first one. They got him, did the Deadites, or the spirits of the woods, or the demons, whatever, they got him. So this is a remake. So he's going to the cabin with his second Linda. So they're on the way, and she says something along the lines of, what if the owners come back? And he says, oh, they're not likely to come back. I don't know how he knows this, but anyway. Right, so there we see, gets first look at the cabin. I think that's a model There's some pretty good model shots in this film, and some cool stop motion effects if you're into that sort of thing. But I don't think that's the cabin. They did film it in a cabin in the woods, and I'll tell you, in Wadesboro, North Carolina. But the interior of the cabin was filmed at De Laurentiis Studios in Wilmington, North Carolina. So there we go. According to Bruce, it's a requel, and you're supposed to watch the first one up until the Force has go, and then pick up from there. Hang on. The Necronomicon will set them free, says Sci-Fi Quest. I wonder if it's supposed to be... Well, it's not, is it? It's not supposed to be the same Necronomicon from H.P. Lovecraft, but anyway. I'm not listening to Bruce. It's a remake. You don't have to see it, you know. You don't have to watch the first one. Anyway, so where we go there. So that's a... hang on, I've missed a bit. Have I missed a bit? No, I haven't missed a bit. They've got to the cabin. That's it. I'm thinking of another part later on. He's playing the piano, kind of spooky tune. And there's Linda, who's got an astonishing body, dancing in the background. In a T-shirt, there's several T-shirts to choose from. That regular baggy T-shirts, and they're like this one, which I think they're described as something like vacuum formed or something like that, because it's very figure hugging. And they asked, I can't remember who they asked. I think it was Robert Tapert, I think. They said, which T-shirt to use? And he says the slim one, obviously. But anyway, there she is dancing. And and there we see the famous magnifying glass, which, you know, what a plot point kind of in the first one. They needed it to originally they were going to use the magnifying glass to burn the Book of the Dead with the sun, but they didn't. They just ended up using it as something to grab hold of the book. But in this one, it's just a reminder to Ash of his love for Linda. So, but that's as far as it goes. Is it the Necronomicon that created Jason Voorhees in that one movie? Well, it is in there, isn't it? Is it the 8th one? No, it's not 8th. Jason Goes to Hell. It's that one, isn't it? But I can't remember what number that is. Anyway, I think it's the one before Freddy versus Jason. Right, so there we go. So they're having a good time, bit of snogging. There we go. And I was going to get some champagne. That's where she's asking about the owners of the cabin. Man, it's got weird air. There must be a lot of air spraying because it's very solid looking. Look, it don't move. Anyway, and she's saying, will the owners come back? And he says, no, they're not going to. And he says, even if they do, we'll tell them we broke down or whatever. Little do they know the owners are still around, sort of. Anyway, so it's going to get some champagne. I don't know how he didn't notice this that he's going to see in a minute when he put the champagne there. I'm presuming he put that there. But anyway, so he goes around the corner. There we go. Finds the champagne. There it is on the table there, next to a photo of I forgot her name. Oh bloody hell, Annie. That's it, Annie. That's Sarah Berry playing Annie. And for Pete's sake, what am I like? Next to it is a tape recorder, the dreaded tape recorder, which I think it's Bruce Campbell's dad's tape recorder, or is it Sam Raimi's dad's? It's one of their dad's tape recorder. Probably the same one from the first film, I imagine. But anyway, he just notices it. He goes, hey, there's a tape recorder here. Didn't you notice it when he put the champagne there earlier on? And maybe she put it there. But anyway, so he decides to play it. Meanwhile, she's putting her gym jams on, her nightgown. They're going to see what's on it. So he starts playing it. Oh dear. So it's a journal from Professor Noby about they've been to the Castle of Kandar, which is a cool, I think it's a Force perspective thing that. They've gone there and found the Book of the Dead. I think he says here what it's called. But it doesn't say it's called the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Just a minute. Oh, it might be coming up. But it shows them going into the tunnels beneath the castle. There we go. And then he finds the Book of the Dead. Go on. There we go. Calls it the Mortuorum de Monto, the Book of the Dead. I thought it was the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Come on, make your mind up, Phil. But anyway, they find that. They find this dagger as well, which we're also going to see later. But then he starts speaking the words to bring the demons back because he's stupid. Meanwhile, Henrietta's there knitting in the background in the rocking chair. Rocking chairs are so creepy, aren't they? Anyway, there he has a look. So then he starts, there we go, phonetically speaking the words. I won't say them, just in case. You never know, do you? I've got some books by Graham Masterton, and in those books they have like incantations to summon demons, and I thought, I'm not reading them out loud. Anyway, so obviously he's saying that the demons are coming. Can you see them? Because it's like when they're chasing people, it's like they can see what's chasing them, but we never see it until the end of this film. So, but anyway, I don't know. Or do they just know instinctively that something's chasing them? They can't actually see what it is. I don't know. But anyway, here it comes. It's coming to get poor Linda. There we go. And he just goes, Linda. Now there's been a big crash of glass and stuff like that, and someone going, oh. Linda, you alright? But anyway, she's gone, look. He drops the champagne and it smashes on the floor. So he goes out, running out after her, saying, hey up, Linda, where is they? He says, because Bruce Campbell's from Barnsley. Did you know that? Anyway, he ain't, I'm lying. So he goes looking for her, but he doesn't find her. She finds him. Here we go. Hang on. There she is. She finds him. She's been possessed by the Kandarian demons. Oh, dear. So she's going to get him, and she pushes him down, and she leaps into the air, and it don't mess about, does it? It don't try and say, Linda, what's happened to you? Nope, just chops her head off. Like that. With the shovel that just happened to be there. So then he buries her. There we go. Just doesn't mess about, does he? Just sticks her in the ground. Actually, what? Oh, just a minute. Show it here. Look, what? Is it coal? It looks. It's not earth, is it? He's burying her in. It's like coal. Don't know. He's going to set fire to her. Well, I don't know. But anyway, so he buries her in there and fashions a rudimentary cross. Obviously, thunder and lightning as he thrusts it into the ground. Jason Goes to Hell, Friday, Final Friday, Part 9. Is it 9? Oh, no. It might be. I don't know. I can't remember. Probably. I know Part 10 is Jason X, which we've done in Friday Night Appointment with Fear. But anyway. Right, so the Kandarian demons are coming to get him and smashing through the doors. It's wonder if there's any doors left in this. There we go, smashing through that in this cabin. We'll smash through that, and this is kind of essentially the end of the first film. Isn't it a monocle? No, it's not a monocle. It's just a magnifying glass, isn't it? It's a little magnifying glass. As I said, they were going to use it in the first film to burn the book. That was the original plan, but they didn't do it. They just threw the book on the fire, didn't they, in the end? Anyway, here it is. He's getting got by the... there we go, by the demons. And that's where the first film ended. So you could say it's... they remade the end of the first film. Never mind everybody else that were in it. Cheryl and all them. But... So anyway, it picks him up, does the force, and just sends him through the trees. And I'm not sure how they did this. I don't think it said in the... I watched the behind-the-scenes stuff, and I don't think it said. Maybe it did, and maybe I just missed it. But I don't know if he's on the blue screen, and they're just spinning him around, or if he's... I don't know, but anyway. So, and then so he lands in some muddy water, which isn't muddy water. It's dyed to look like mud. Anyway, because they didn't want to use muddy water for reasons, and I forgot what. But because they didn't want to use dirty water, basically. It's clean water, it's just dyed. Because it's a movie. Anyway, up he pops. He's a Deadite now. And he's like going, but then the sun's out, and the sun stops him being a Deadite. And there we go, he starts changing back. A cool effect. There we go, as his eyes go back to normal. Obviously, probably some reverse photography going on. Probably squirted some white liquid in or whatever and played it backwards. A lot of the effects, the makeup effects, were done by KNB before they became KNB. Is it Howard Berger, Greg Nicotero, and the other fella who I can never remember his name. It was them. Anyway, it's back to normal now, and then he passes out for a while. All the demonic smoke all recedes back into the woods because it's daytime. And Wingrace says, this is where you're supposed to start after the first one. Yeah, well, I imagine. But as I said, never mind Cheryl and the others that were in the first film. Just forget about them. Right, so off he goes. He's got all mud all over him. So he thinks, I'm just going to get out of here. But first, the cabin talks to him. He's going to do it now. It's gone. The sun has driven it away. And there he goes. Here it comes. There we go. Eyes appear. And he's going, join us. And then he says, well, he doesn't, but he thinks, no. Jumps in his Oldsmobile and drives out of there. Sam Raimi's car, famous. It's in all of his films, apparently. Drives out of there, but he can't escape because he's going to show us, for Christ's sake. Because there we go. Because the bridge is out. In a cool matte painting, whoever he is. Don't know who Matt Painting is, but he appears a lot in films, doesn't he? Anyway, there you go. The bridge is out. So, and then suddenly it's daylight, but then suddenly the sun just decides to go down in an odd. I don't know if he's superimposed or if it's reprojected. There seems to be a bit there where it kind of overlaps with him. There we go. There, that sun going down there. So I don't know if it's a composite or if he's standing in front of a rear projected thing. I don't know, but the sun goes down, it gets dark really quickly, and the evil forces rise up to get him. So it hits reverse. Oh, nice hair on the film there. Hits reverse, heads back for the cabin. It's chasing him, and he crashes his car. And I think this might be a stunt man. Do you reckon? Goes through the windscreen. There we go. Cool. Just Temple says the car looks a lot like my old Dodge Polara. I don't know. Don't know American cars. I don't know British cars either. But anyway, even though I have had several. Right, so it's coming after him now. I wonder how they did this. I wonder if the camera were on a big pole or something. I don't know, but it goes through the back window and goes out through the front window. And it's a quick shot. But I wonder if the camera were on. How about that? I wonder if it were on, a long stick. I wonder if they stuck the camera on a long stick. I don't know. But anyway, I had a 2-door and a 4-door version. Cool. I had a 2-door Volvo 343DL, and then I got rid of that and got a 4-door, well, 5-door technically, it was a hatchback, Volvo 345DL, and I think every other car, no, it didn't online. And then I've had Austin Montegos, Austin Maestros, Vauxhall Corsas, what else have I don't know, I've had loads of cars. But anyway. Right, so he heads back to the cabin, and it's chasing him. How big is this cabin? It's chasing him through the cabin, through all the little nooks and crannies, smashing through doors and everything, even into the wall space, whatever you call it, between the walls. Hope he don't come across the people under the stairs. I forgot the name of the actor. him that were in Silver Bullet and Dune, David Lynch's Dune. It'll come to me in about half an hour. His name. Anyway, so it's chasing him through the wall space, and he just ducks out of the way in a minute as it's chasing him. Is it this white door here? He just ducks out of the way around the back of it. Look, and bamboozles the evil forces. I just don't know where he is. It looks round, and then it kind of like goes, oh, and retreats back into the woods. It's lost him. But apparently it jumped into the cellar. There we go, the cellar door pops up. And he jumps into the cellar. I think that's another model shot, I think. Or maybe not. That might be the actual cabin. I think the model shot has got a bigger tree. Or is that it there? Don't know. But anyway. Because later on the trees move. They're like ants. They start attacking the cabin later. But anyway. Right, so we saw he were hiding in the. Did we show it? Yeah, he pops up. He were hiding in the cellar. There he is, which is a scary place. But then we cut to I forgot her name already. Annie coming back from wherever. I presume Kandahar. I don't know, but she's on the plane. She's got some pages from the Book of the Dead for some reason in a picture frame or something. And she's met by her fiancé Eddie with his 80s hairdo. Looks like bloody Jason Donovan, doesn't it? But anyway, so they're going to head out to the cabin now. We learn that he hasn't spoken to him for a week because there's no phone in the cabin. But they just presume everything's okay because, you don't expect people to get murdered by Kandaharian demons, do you? But anyway, off they go. Meanwhile, Ash is just having a sit down for a minute, and little do we know, at the moment he's going to have a dream sequence, or is it? Anyway, he wakes up and he can hear noises, and then the cat's here. Thought I heard. She's been so good recently, hasn't she? But she's arrived now. But anyway. As soon as I started stream, she used to appear and start interfering, but never mind. Right, so he hears a noise, so he goes to investigate, but he doesn't find anything. Apart from the... Bruce Campbell called it a locket, in the commentary. At least I watched it earlier on with the commentary. They called it a locket. It's not a locket, it's a bloody magnifying glass, but anyway. So he gets upset about that. Poor Linda. Don't worry, Bruce, you'll have more Lindas. How many Lindas does he have? Because in Ash vs. Evil Dead, he does say, I met my first Linda there, doesn't he? But anyway. Right, so anyway, weirdly, he hears a noise, and for some reason, the wood from covering that window up just falls off. And he goes and looks out of it, and the Linda's hand appears. There we go. And then her body rises up from the grave. Her headless body rises up from the grave and starts dancing about. I know she's supposed to be being possessed by these Kandaharian demons and they mess with your body, but I think she's decomposed quickly, but I think it's because she's possessed by the demons, isn't it? Starts dancing about. Her head comes rolling along. Totally different head to the... What's happened? They've just got a Barbie doll head or something. I don't know. The hair's a totally different colour. But anyway, so she starts dancing about. And all that stuff. And he's like watching in horror. And then she disappears and then reappears. There she is. There you go, dance with me. And she grabs hold of him and bashes his head a lot. He gets knocked about a lot in this film, does Ash. But then it were all a dream, or he thinks it's all a dream. He wakes up screaming, he's still in the chair. So anyway, he has a good scream to himself. He has a couple of goes at screaming, but he can't. He like goes, because he says Sam Raimi told him, you try to scream a couple of times, but you can't because you're that terrified. But I know all about that because that's true. There's sometimes where you're so scared you can't make a noise. Because it happened to me when I was a kid. I've told about it before. When I saw a ghost, what I think were a ghost. But anyway. Right, so you see the window's back to normal, and he thinks, oh, it was just a dream. Actually, he just says, I think he says it was just a. This is where I'm going to say it. Look, it was just a dream. Come on, say it. There we go. And then Linda's head drops into his lap, and she bites him on his hand, and then he's running round, bashing her head against the wall because she won't let go. And there's the famous line, "Work shed." And apparently, and he and Kurt Russell were working on Escape from LA, which I still haven't got round to watching. First thing that Kurt Russell said to Bruce Campbell was, "Say work shed." Work shed. So off he goes to the work shed. Puts her head in a vice like that. And then goes for the chainsaw. You're going down, chainsaw. But it's not there. Where is it? Ah! It's arrived with the rest of there we go, Linda's body. So he has a fight of that. Has a fight with Linda's body for a bit. And then it just seems to give up. Just says, I've done that as well when I was being hunted in the woods by some spirit. It was creepy. Crikey. Sounds interesting. You'll have to tell us all about that. Do a video about it. Put it on your YouTube channel. Cool. I want to know what happened now. Anyway, back to this. Well, as Josh Temple types up his story. It just gives up. Maybe it just runs out of energy. I don't know. But it grabs the chainsaw off it, pulling her arm off. And then she turns into normal Linda, saying, "Sorry, don't do it. Don't hurt me." She's already headless. Don't hurt me. But then she gives up again. She turns into bad Linda. And he chainsaws her. There we go. We get some blood spraying. And so poor Linda is no more. As I said, don't worry, Bruce. You'll get the ash. You'll get more. Right, so it goes back to the cabin. Is this the bit where he goes and looks in the mirror? Or is that later? Oh, he finds a shotgun. The rocking chair starts rocking at him. There we go, moving by itself. Then he... it's all very slow. This is the bit where he looks in the mirror. This were a good bit. He's looking in the mirror, and he's like... In the first one, he looked in the mirror, and he like touched it, and it was like water, wasn't it? So, but in this one, you think, is that going to happen again? No. There we go. He just comes out of the mirror and grabs hold of himself. But as you see, for some reason, this is normal Ash, who's looking scared, and the other Ash, it's Bruce Campbell, isn't it? Why does he look different? Why is his nose different? And his eyebrows and all that. What's going on? I don't know. It's obviously it's a split screen thing, isn't it? Why have they changed him? So we know that's evil Ash. I don't know, but anyway. Winger says, let's all wait silently for his story. Yes, let's just have a minute. That's not chainsaw splatter, such a fake movie. How would you know? See, I'm worried now. I would Josh Temple know, but anyway. Anyway, so then it's all another illusion. He's strangling himself. There we go. He touches the glass and it's normal. What's all this? What happened there? I don't know. He's got all... I don't know what it is. Mushy peas on him for some reason. Yes, his hand. Yes. He's looking at his hand. He's going to show it. There we go. Where she bit him, he gets possessed. They did a similar thing in... I'll show it. There we go. In the first one, didn't they? With Linda's ankle, where she got stabbed with the pencil, didn't she? They did that, didn't they? Showing it being possessed. So his hand is possessed. There we go. And it starts fighting him. So a bit of slapstick. So he's going to be fighting his hand for a while now. Give me back my hand. Might be a long way. Still working. You're always working, Josh. Right, so, we cut to the arrival of Annie and Ed. We're also introduced to the two new characters, Jake and Bobby Joe. I think it's Bobby Joe. Yes, Bobby Joe. And he's putting a, pardon me, like a road closed thing, whatever. Because he's going to tell them that the bridge is out. But there's a trail that leads to the cabin, the Noby cabin. He says he'll take him on him and Bobby Joe will take him, on the trail for $100. And she says, fine, if you carry me bags. So he says, okie dokie. So that's what's going to happen there. Right. There you go, $100. Take my bags, you got a deal. He thinks he's just got a couple of little bags, but it turns out she's got a massive trunk. Anyway, there we go. Ash is fighting still fighting his hand. We get there we go. Nice shot of his hand. So he goes into the kitchen and he's having a breather for some reason, but then his hand. What's he just lying there for? I don't know. And it starts smashing plates over his head, and punching him, and then making him making him do that. Hang on, there we go. That one cool. He had to be fit for this film, didn't he? But anyway, Just says most likely work until the day I die. Anyway, it knocks him out. So he's laid on the floor and the hands looking at, and then it notices something. The axe. So it starts dragging Ash towards the axe. Well, it's not an axe, is it? It's a cleaver. It's a cleaver, isn't it? I nearly bought one the other day. I don't know why. I just saw it in the supermarket. I thought, do I need a cleaver? And I nearly bought one. And I wish I had, because that day I'd actually bought a melon as well. And I've always wanted to, cleave a melon. But anyway, turns out I didn't do it. Anyway, so before it has a chance to grab the cleaver, he stabs it with a knife. And they say, who's laughing now? Then he chops it off with a chainsaw. Is that chainsaw splattered as well, Josh? Or not? Anyway. Right, so here they come. They're arriving at the cabin. Jake's unhappy because he's got to carry that. Anyway, they arrive at the cabin. He puts the hand under a waste paper basket and puts some books on top. There we go. A Farewell to Farms. In it, Win Grace. By classic authors. Didn't they know who wrote it? Anyway, right. He's obviously stopped the bleeding. Maybe he cauterized his wound. I don't know. And he's wrapping duct tape round it now. But in the background, that little the waste paper basket moving about by himself. I was going to make hang on. You always need a good cleaver. Have two in my garage, along with a bunch of other knives. I ain't got a garage. I was going to make a Leave It to Beaver joke, but thought you probably didn't know that. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. Never seen it, because I don't think it ever played over here. I think the only reference I've got from it, about it, is when Harry Met Sally, when Billy Crystal says he's watching Leave It to Beaver in Spanish. Hola, Señor Cleaver. Whatever. Anyway, that's my only knowledge of Leave It to Beaver. Anyway, in the background... Hang on, where are we? It's moving about by itself. And anyway. Off it goes, look. Off it goes. And it's escaped as the hand. So he's got to find it with his shotgun. And it goes scurrying off. I bet I'm missing it scurrying off. There we go. Looks like it's playing a little guitar, doesn't it? But as it's running. Heading for that rat. Anyway, he shoots at it and misses, and then it traps its finger in the mouse trap, and he has a jolly good laugh at it, ha ha, because and then it gives him the finger, and then it runs off again. Into the walls, and he shoots holes in the walls, and then all blood comes out of the walls and sprays into Ash's face. He thinks he's got it. I've got you. And then it all, there we go, all sprays in his face. Obviously filmed, horizontally, and they just dropped loads of red water or whatever onto Bruce Campbell. He cops for it in this film, doesn't he? And then it all goes back in, turns to black blood as well. It goes back in there, and turns to black blood for some reason. Anyway. So he's getting a bit cross now, so he's going around, with his shotgun, saying, I'll blow you away. He sits on the chair smashes, and then everything starts laughing at him. That thing, laughing at him, because everything's possessed. And then all the lamps and everything are laughing, and the bookcases and everything. Apparently the recorded laughs from everybody on the production, so you've got 100 or whatever different laughs that you can hear. For instance, like that. They also got everybody in to do all the puppeteering as well for everything that's moving about. So anyway. Did I ever play any of the Evil Dead games? I don't think I have. I think Aidan had one of the Evil Dead games for the PS2, I think. The boomstick game. But I never played it. I don't know if he did either, but anyway. That's why I don't have mounts. The voices in my head are bad enough. I'm say creepy, aren't they? Just I did. I don't think I ever played in the Evil Dead games. I don't think. Anyway, so everything's going crazy in the house. He was having a good laugh. He's losing his mind. And then he hears a noise, and then a knock at the door, and so it just blows holes in the door. There we go. And reloads, goes and have a look. There's nobody there. He backs up. And then suddenly Jake appears out of nowhere and starts beating the crap out of him. Then Ed runs in and they hold him down and beat up Ash to unconsciousness. Josh lived the Evil Dead games. It sounds like it, doesn't it? There's a spirit in the woods chasing him. Blimey. Anyway. So they think he's murdered her parents. Because they see the bloody chainsaw. Not a bloody game, a bloody chainsaw. And she's saying, what the hell did you do to them? And she's like bashing him. And in the commentary, Bruce Campbell's saying, yeah, just pick up Bruce and shake him about. He's fine. He wants you to do it more. Because apparently that must be what Sam Raimi were telling. Because she just... there we go. She picks him up and just shaking him like mad. Anyway, they decide they're going to throw him in the cellar. And he's like, no, I made a mistake. And they throw him in the cellar. So down he goes. And lock him in there. By the way, when he shot through the door, he clipped Bobby Joe. But she's going to be fine. Well, from that. Anyway, so there you go. Folks aren't here. Maybe they never came. Where did the blood come from the chainsaw then? That's probably what she's thinking, but anyway. They're playing the tape now. So we're going to learn that Henrietta became a Kandarian demon. And I didn't know, and then I was thinking, well, what happened? Oh, hang on. My target reached. I've done my steps. Just been sat here waving my arms. He was forced to kill her and buried her in the fruit cellar. And I think, well, what happened to him then? And we don't really find out. We see him again later on, but in like a spiritual form, but we don't know what happened to him. Anyway, there we go. Couldn't dismember her, so he just dragged her down the steps and buried her in the in the cellar, they've got the earthen floor of the fruit cellar, and as soon as he says that, up she pops. Ted Raimi, who looks nothing like the actress that plays, the normal Henrietta, who we do see. Anyway, here he comes. Oh, there's more than one F-bomb. When I was watching it earlier on, I saw Jake, dropped an F-bomb, and I thought, is that the only one in the film? No, there was one there as well. Anyway, so here she comes. She's gonna get Ash, and they've got to get him out, and they're trying to undo things. And Henrietta turns into a. Hang on, where is it? In a minute, is it going to happen now? Oh, for Pete's sake! There we go. Into what did they call it in the commentary? Pee-wee head. They called it Pee-wee head. Anyway, they get him out, but up it pops, and they. Yeah, the famous shot. He jumps on the. Here it comes. He jumps on the cellar door. Here we go. And out pops the eyeball into poor Bobby Joe's mouth. And then she retches it out, which they did in reverse. She had it in her mouth. It made a silica or gelatin. It made a gelatin to keep it in fridge so it didn't melt. And she says it felt horrible and stunk horrible as well. But she just held it and they yanked it out. So they just played it in reverse. Which they do quite a bit in this film. She do quite a bit of reverse acting in this film. But anyway. Just said camera off then, for some reason. Don't know why. It's not off, it's on. I can see it there. Anyway. Make sure we're still going. Yes, we are. Oddly enough. Right. So she's had an eyeball in her mouth. Which they did again, didn't they, in Evil Dead Rise? They revisited that gag in Evil Dead Rise, which I wasn't a big fan of. Josh Tim says, I still see you. I'm scared. I know he means the camera. Or does he? Is he outside my house now? Pardon me. Anyway. So there we go. They've locked Henrietta in the cabin. Got a fire going. And he's saying, he's telling them, doing his bit of exposition now. And they don't know what to think about it. But then, here we go, the Henrietta turns into the normal Henrietta. I forgot her name already, the actress, Lou something or other. Lou Hancock. And they were laughing in the commentary, saying, she's this respected actress. So just get in the cellar and do your lines. But anyway. So there she's singing the... I can't remember the Mockingbird song, that one. Mum was going to buy you a Mockingbird. She's singing that, which is a creepy song in it by itself. She says, I've got to get my mum out of there. And Mum. And Ash says, no, it's not her. Says, that's not my mother. But then, hang on, where are we? But then we see Ed. I don't know what happened to Ed. Ed has been possessed. There we go. By the demons. I don't know what happened. Did he get injured? I don't know. We saw him earlier on with holding a thing on his head. I thought he just got thrown. I didn't know something. Did anything bite it? I don't know. But anyway, maybe I missed it. But he's possessed now anyway. Sometimes it looks cool, and then sometimes it looks like goofy. But this is one of the cool bits. There's a lot of shots where they take frames out, so it gives it like a jerky, weird, I suppose, kind of unnatural look. But anyway, we're hearing the Kandarian demons, boasting about what they're going to do, and they're dead by dawn and all that stuff. It scratched his head. Did it? Oh, right, I must have missed that bit. Anyway. And there's Henrietta still trying to get out of the cellar. There we go, give them the old dead by dawn bits, and there we go. On it. That's this one where sometimes it looks really good and scary. Does the animatronic, I suppose you call it, puppet head. Another times like this, it looks really goofy. It just like bites off some of Bobby Joe's hair and then decides to eat it. And then it looks like a bloody spitting image puppet, doesn't it? If you know what spitting image is, it was a comedy show in the UK in the 80s where they used puppets that looked weird, but they were supposed to be like famous people, celebrities and politicians and stuff like that. Anyway, it eats her hair for some reason, don't know why. And then it does that, and then for some reason it looks like a kid. I don't know why. And it looks like a kid that I know from somewhere, off TV, not a kid I know in real life. But I can't think what I've seen it in. But anyway. There you go. Ash runs off, and she calls him a coward, but he comes back with an axe. Here we go. Comes back and chops up Ed with green blood spraying out because they didn't want to get an X certificate, so they used green blood. I think when he did Linda in his hand, I think that might be the only time we see red blood. I could be wrong, but we see green and we see purple and we see black. Anyway. So that's the end of Ed, her fiance. She doesn't seem very bothered about it, but anyway. I've heard of angel hair pasta, but that's another level. I know. What they eat a hair for, don't know. I've never had angel hair pasta. Is it nice? Or is it weird? I don't know, but anyway. Right, so... then we get... is it this bit? Or is that later? No, it's not this bit. What is it? There's that hearing weird noises. He's saying look, the path has disappeared that they came in on. The clock stops, but it starts again later. Maybe they'd forgot. They start hearing these weird noises, as though something's moving about the house. Is it just thin spaghetti? All right, fair enough. It's not imbued with angelic powers, then. Anyway, so like I say, all this weird stuff's happening. Apparently, they did like these bits here, like this. The film, they animated it. They did it like stop motion animation instead of just filming the door. They probably just like took a shot, moved a bit, took a shot, moved a bit to give it a weird, unearthly feeling. I think that's what they did. But anyway, and so what was that? And Ash says something trying to get into our world because he knows, doesn't he, Ash? And then this door opens. They hear some noises. This door opens, and Bobby Joe says, "It's in there." So Ash goes in with there we go with Annie because she's brave. So in they go. There's nothing there. They don't see anything. And then the other two come running in. Oh, there's Linda's sexy T-shirt. Them two come running in and say, "See, I thought no, there was nothing in here." But then, they hold hands. And then, there we go. This is her dad. This is Professor Noby. Don't know what happened to him, but now he's a weird spirit. It's got his soul of the Kandarian demons, and he's warning them. Read the passages from the pages and, send it back. Save my soul and yourselves. And all that stuff. There we go. So that's what they've got to do. And then she says, there's Bobby Joe, she says, "Jake, stop holding my hand so tight." And there we go. And he says, "I'm not holding your hand, baby." And then we see that she's got Ash's hand. And then she freaks out. The lights go out then, by the way. Not the lights, the lantern that they've got goes out. So they relight it, but Bobby Joe's disappears. She's gone running off into the woods. There we go. In a fit of panic. And then this is kind of a recreation of the woodland grape scene from the first film, although it doesn't go that far. She just gets enveloped in fronds and dragged off into the woods. Trees come alive, look. Is it Treebeard? Anyway, there you go. She's getting covered up by, or grabbed by the vines and stuff. More reverse photography. And then she gets dragged off. Here we go. It's dragging her off. And we never see her again. It was through some puddles. And we just see this tree there. And there we go. Ah! And that's it. We don't see her again. So is she dead? Is she possessed? Don't know. I don't know. But we don't see her again. Poor Bobby Joe. Or maybe they let her go and she ran off. So I don't know. But anyway. Right, so they decide to get these pages out of this frame. Why didn't they just open it up? I mean, we can see there's a hinge on it. There you can see at the side there. Look, there's a hinge. Why don't they just open it up instead of just smashing it? It's made it harder for yourselves. Anyway. That's why I take chainsaws and axes when I go into those. Just in case. Just in case, because you never know. Right, so he's looking for Bobby Joe, by the way. He said, I've got to go and save her. I've got to go out there. And Ash is saying, no, she's dead. If she's gone out there, she's gone. Anyway, they're looking at the pages and they can see a picture of a man in a blue shirt with white trousers. He ain't got white trousers in the film. It's Ash. He's got a chainsaw in his hand and a shotgun. Boomstick. He's got white trousers. And he said, when they were doing like rehearsals and stuff, he did a rehearsal thing, and they must have taken photos. Whoever drew this, what they call them, production designers and stuff, must have taken photographs of him in rehearsals, because he said he were wearing white trousers in rehearsals, so that's why he's got white trousers there, but not in the film. So anyway, so he sees that, but he don't put two and two together. There we go. Hang on, I've missed it again. Where is it? There we go. In 1300 AD, they called this man the hero from the sky. Yes, he got his boomstick. This is my boomstick. Anyway, he didn't do a very good job because he fought off the demons and all that stuff. So didn't do a very good job. We'll learn in the next film what he did, don't we? I'm not a huge fan of Army of Darkness. But anyway, right. So she's telling us what will happen when she reads the passages. Two passages. One to make the evil into flesh, and the other so that it can banish in its fleshy form back from whence it came or whatever. So that's what they've to do. But Jake has grabbed the shotgun and he's determined. He's going to go and save Bobby Joe. And he grabs the pages and rather than throwing them on the fire, because he says these are nonsense, it's all gobbledygook or whatever. We see there's a fire there. Instead of throwing them on the fire, he chucks them down in the basement. Look, he opens up the thing. What if Henrietta were there, just grabbed hold of him? Luckily she wasn't. He chucks them in the basement. Cellar, sorry. So they've got to go now and go and look for Bobby Joe. Anyway, we see all the trees. Look, it's the Entmoot. All the trees are moving a bit. Something that hasn't happened for an age. All the trees are gathering around. They must be in look at it now. Fangorn. They must be in Fangorn Forest. They were showing the trees, giving us a good look at the trees. So they've got to go and find Bobby Joe, and Ash says no, we can't go, and he gives Ash a good beating with the shotgun butt. So that's why he's down on the floor, and then he knocks her down as well, and then it comes to get him. Look, it's coming, and then it isn't, and it doesn't get him. And I thought, what's going on? It just seems shouting for Bobby Joe. But Ash pops up. There he is. Ash pops up. Evil Ash. And he picks up. There we go. Pick a state. What's that? From the Goodies or something. Another British TV show. Or Benny Hill or something. Picks up a dummy and throws it. Oh, where are we? Throws him into the woods, and he should be dead now because he hits this tree. Bang! There we go. He should be dead now, but he's not. He comes back in a bit, Anyway, Annie runs back into the cabin, and so he's still being evil Ash for a bit. He's trying to get to Annie. She finds that dagger, so she's going to use that to protect herself. I don't know how Ash can't get in, because them doors don't look very sturdy, do they? But anyway, he's not getting in. She hears a noise by one of the doors, that door there, back door maybe, don't know. Somebody's trying to get in, so she lies in wait, and as the door opens, she strikes, but she's stabbed Jake, who, not a scratch on him, apart from a big knife in him now, but he hit that tree head first and made the tree trunk all splinter. He should be dead, but anyway. Maybe he's a soldier because he's got dog tags there, so he must be tough. Or maybe he was. So she stabbed the wrong person, but the Ash appears and tries to grab hold of her. I don't think he can see in them contact lenses because he just like, look, just where are you? Reaches out for her. And he comes smashing through whatever that is, what they call it, trestle, something like that. But she shuts the door, she drags poor Jake into the other room, pulls a knife out, drags him into the other room, puts him near the cellar door for some reason, as she goes to pick up the axe. But Henrietta appears and grabs hold of Jake and starts dragging him into the cellar. This is when they get the hose pipe on poor, I forgot her name. I forgot the name of the actress. Sarah Berry. Because here comes the blood, and it's like I said, it's basically just hose piped. And anyway, she turns around there. Ash is there. He picks her up and throws her across the room. And then as he's going to go get her, he has a little freak out there. And there we go. As he goes to go and get Annie, he looks down. He sees the thingamabob, the magnifying glass, with its chain in the shape of a skull for some reason. They did that in the first film as well. And he sees it, and it reminds him of Linda. So that stops him from killing Annie. Now there we go. Back to normal now. But she's going to kill him. She doesn't realise as she goes at him with an axe. Says, I'm all right now. But, she's still having a go at him. I'm all right, she says. He's clearly not, but you know what I mean. Right, so they've got to get the pages back from the cellar. I don't know how they got where they are in the cellar, because he just went like that, didn't he? And they'd just be there, wouldn't they, on the cellar steps, but no, they're way in the back of the cellar somehow. Maybe Henrietta moved them, I don't know, but anyway. But first he's got to gear up, so there's Henrietta having a good cackle. They head to the work shed, and that's where he's going to do his stuff. What's he doing here, by the way? Right, so why is he? What is that? He's welding that onto the motor, but I don't know. I'm not electronically minded, but anyway, doing that, and they've made it so that he puts his hand. It's fastened to his hand now, and all that stuff, and he uses it to make the shotgun into a sawn-off shotgun, and he puts it in his whatever holster, quiver. I don't know what is it. I don't. And the immortal words. Hang on. Groovy. Which I think were looped. I think they redid it. But they got him to say groovy many, many times until they found the right one. Anyway. Is it a holster? I didn't know with it being on his back. I thought it might be a quiver. I don't know. Anyway, the trees are starting to move. Look. Look. Tell you. It's Fangorn Forest, innit? Because the trees talk to each other. Even move. Bloody hate them two hobbits. Merry and Pippin. Anyway. Right, so Here we go. He's going to, rather than just undoing the chain, he's going to cut through the cellar door. Why? Don't know. If something went wrong, you think they'd need to close the cellar door. For all they know, there's something else down there that they just haven't encountered yet. But no, cutting through the cellar door. And there we go. So now it's just open now to whatever else were down there. Luckily, there's nothing else apart from a rat. So down he goes. Don't know why these are they drills? I don't know. They're for ice fishing or something. I don't know. But anyway, why are they in the cellar? Don't know. Going looking. I think in one shot, it might be later. They mirror it, so he's using his wrong hand because they mirrored the shot. It might be this bit. He picks something up and it's his wrong hand. Remember, it's his right hand that's been chopped off and his left hand that's okay. I've probably gone past. There we go. Yes, that's that one. He finds a page, but he's picked it up with his right hand. But they mirrored it. Because he were going in that direction from right to left of screen, and obviously when they filmed that, he were going the other way. So I thought, well, we'll have to flip it. Anyway, post-hole augers or well augers. Oh, right, is that what they are? Right, fair enough. I don't know. I'm not a hands-on person. Oh, that bloody cat! Wait, you up? I'll just go let the cat out. Just bear with me. Bloody cat. Anyway. Right, where were we? Right, it's found one of the pages, and that's where we are. It's found one of the pages, so he's going to find some more. But he finds what's left of Jake. I don't know what's happened to him. He looks behind here, it's not there, just some, I don't know, the boiler or whatever. But here we go, that's what's left of Jake. Something's eaten all his flesh. I have some for my gas auger for put. I've no idea what an auger is. One of them things. Anyway, so poor Jake is now a skeleton. But luckily there were more pages there, which were all wet and muddy. Look, there's a rat in the way. They're all in this water, so it must be waterproof paper. Maybe it's vellum. Which is made from animal hide, isn't it? Vellum. So maybe it's that. Maybe that's why it's waterproof. But when he picks it up, it looks bone dry. So, whatever. It's magic. So he's heading back, walking backwards. But it's a fake out. You think something's going to appear, but it doesn't. Well, it does, but not yet. Anyway, he does an amazing throw here. She says, "Throw me the there we go. Throw me the pages." And I goes, has he stapled them together or something? I don't know. Anyway, Tizzling is a plastic paper. I don't think it's plastic. Anyway, it's some magical demon paper. That's what it is. Anyway, so she's got the passages now, so she's got to work out which bits to read, and she's got to be quick about it because Henrietta's going to appear any minute now and grab hold. Yeah, and she grabs hold of. There we go. She grabs hold of Ash and starts dragging him under the stairs. So she starts reading. But then Henrietta pops up out of the cellar and grabs hold of her. Starts spinning round. This is Ted Raimi again on the harness, obviously. And there's a bit where you can see the suit he's wearing all split. I used it for years for maps. Good old cartographer Josh, says Wingrace. Anyway, this suit is where it's split at the crotch, and you can if you see it the right place, you can see where it's split. I think you see his trousers underneath. I think I'm probably missing it. Or maybe this is re-edited, I don't know, but when I watched it earlier, oh, there, you can just see, you just saw there where it's split. But anyway, and also there's a shot in a minute, because apparently it's really hot in that suit, and Ted Raimi was really sweating, and there's a bit where you can see all the sweat dripping out of the ear. I'll see if I can land on it. Anyway, it's grabbing hold of it and pulling her hair and stuff, giving it all that. And then Ash is going to come. Here comes Ash to save the day. And there we go. So they're going to have a little tete-a-tete. Oh, it's going to change now. Oh, I've missed the bit with the sweat dripping out of the ear, haven't I? Just a minute. Here we go. Right, see it now. If you look, when it pans down a bit, you'll see the sweat dribbling out of his ear. Ooh, there, you see it then. Oh dear. Disgusting. Anyway, so they're going to have a bit of a fight now with a bit of a stop motion creature, because it's going to change now. Here we go. In a minute, here we go. Who did that? I forgot who did the stop motion effects. There were like Tom Sullivan and somebody else, and I can't remember who. Just a minute. Special effects, right. Visual effects. I'm just looking for stop motion. Animation cameraman, Joseph Thomas. And what else? There we go. Stop motion animation, Doug Bezick. So I want Tom. Who the hell's Tom Sullivan then? Did he do the first film? He might have done the first film. Doug Bezick in this. In this one, according to IMDb. Anywho, I'm sure I saw Tom Sullivan at some point. Maybe not. Maybe I dreamt it. I could have done. Anyway. So there you go. So it turns into a, what they call it, a peewee head. That's what they called it. And the stop motion, then we cut to an actual, puppet, which looks nothing like the stop motion creature, but never mind. We see that wiggling about. I'll swallow your soul. And then there we go. It becomes a stop motion, very Ray Harryhausen monster. It looks nothing like the puppet, but it's still cool. I love stop motion. I wish they did more of it. And I get that famous shot. I drew that. I've done a drawing of that. But I haven't got it to hand. But never mind. She starts singing. Remember, this is Henrietta. This is, sort of. She starts singing the Mockingbird song, whatever. I don't know, has it got a title? I don't know the title of that song, but that one. So it distracts Henrietta, turns around. It gives Ash time to chop, there we go, chop its arms off and then its head. But it's still saying, and by the way, it's deflating here. And it's still going, swallow your soul. So he does swallow this, blows its head off. Blows its head up. There we go, like that. So that's the end of Henrietta. Wingrace says, it says Tom worked on all three. Oh, no, it must be in there somewhere then, in this massive list. There he is, I've just seen it. We're an actor in it as well. Tom Sullivan played baggage handler. Must have been when we saw the plane earlier on. I'm looking in the the crew thing. I can't see his name in the crew. Anyway, never mind. Oh, there we go. Animation department. There we go. Tom Sullivan, animator. Oh dear. Yes, so there we go. Anyway, there's a lot of stop motion in the third one, isn't there? For some reason, I'm not a fan of it. But I haven't seen it for a long time, so I'll have to give it another go. Right, so, here she's all upset, obviously, but says you've got to finish saying the passages. The trees are coming. Look, they're going to start beating the crap out of the cabin of the trees. At first, when I saw this bit here, I thought it was stop motion, but I think it's a puppet. And I think they're just like taking frames out to make it look stop motion. I think that's what they've done. Anyway, they're destroying the cabin, so she's got to carry on reading the passages, and there you go. There's still the second passage, and she's taking she said there's still the second passage, and everything's smashing and falling about, and then she's got to explain what the second passage does. And I want Ash, just say it. Don't explain it. We don't need exposition at this particular moment. Just say it. But anyway, she gets round to it eventually. Oh, aye. This were a cool scene. Because it appears in the flesh. This is supposed to be the demon, I suppose. Here it is. And then when Ash sees it, obviously that terrified, the flowers die. There we go. And he gets grey hair all of a sudden. So, there we go. So she's reading the passage, but then she cries out in pain before she has a chance to finish. And somehow, I don't know how it's managed it, evil Ash's hand, has stabbed her in the back with the big Kandarian dagger. Don't know how it managed that, but it managed it somehow. But she's not quite dead. He's like going, no! So he attacks the demon. Here we go. He gets grabbed. I forgot. He gets grabbed by an ent hand. And she comes to and reads the last of the passages. There we go. And here comes the vortex arriving. And here we see all the people apparently that have been possessed by the demon. They're inside it. Kind of reminds me of Sword and the Sorcerer, which I think we've done, haven't we? In Magnificent Mondays, I think, Sword and the Sorcerer. There's a bit on there where you see people's faces. Windgrace says, I love all three, but this is my favourite. Yes, I think this is my favourite of the three. I don't know that. I like the first one, even though it's, very low budget and all that. I think that's more because that's just an all-out horror film. This is more tongue-in-cheek in it, this one. But just this is my second favourite. I'm an Army of Darkness fan. Just love it. Think and do it. Sure, Ash's hand can as well. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, you haven't to overthink it, have you? Anyway, there you go. And say we won. Victory is ours. But then Ash says no, it isn't. So he uses the chainsaw on. There we go. On the demon. This is where we see. Oh, it's blue in it. I thought it was purple. All blue blood comes out of its eye. For some reason, only one of its eyes were working. I wonder if that was deliberate. I don't know. But anyway. She finishes the incantation. There we go, and everything goes back out. But then Ash starts getting sucked out as well. He says, "You did it, kid," but she's dead. And he thinks everything's cool. But then the door, there we go, it's cool. He says, "How do you stop it?" And but then the stove comes by in a minute. Oh dear. Here it goes. There they go. The stove just goes by, just in a weird superimposed stove. Just slowly glides by. In the commentary, somebody said, I don't know who, but the commentary. There were a few people in the commentary. One of them said, when I see that stove, I expect to see Mrs. Gulch, or Miss Gulch, go by on a bicycle before she turns into the Wicked Witch of the West. But anyway. So how does it stop? And his cross. By the way, Bruce Campbell's heads over here, and he's actually got chains fastened to his feet because as he grabs hold of this counter here, there we go. People off screen drag him up. Anyway, so off he goes. Here we go. No, for God's sake! And he ends up going into the vortex with everything else, and There we go. Sorry about that. Sorry if you're epileptic. But there he goes. And then goes through and has gone back in time. He's in 1300 now. And I always thought this was studio. Because it looks very studio-y, doesn't it? When the car comes down. There it goes. A car comes, an ash. I thought, that's like we're filming in a studio. But apparently it's not. It's, I don't know, like a gravel pit somewhere nearby. Does it say? Hang on. No, it doesn't say. But well, close. It was somewhere in Wadesborough where they were filmed, this gravel pit. But I thought it was a studio because it looks like one. But anyway, never mind. There it is. He gets surrounded by knights. There they are. And they're saying this fella's got a T-shirt on. He just must have run out of costumes that day. He's just got his T-shirt on. Apparently these people on the horses are the National Guard. Was it North Carolina National Guard, apparently. But anyway. But two of them aren't. Anyway, they surround him. They say, kill him, he's a Deadite. But then, an actual Deadite comes. And then obviously Ash takes care of it. Run back to the castle. Here he comes. Blows its head off. Bang, like that. And then, there you go, this fella comes. This is Ted Raimi, apparently. He comes walking up. And then this one opens up his visor. There he is. And it's a cameo. There he is. It's Sam Raimi. And he's, hail, he who has come from the sky. So Ash has fulfilled the prophecy. And he goes, no! In front of the castle of Kandar in its glory, not all ruined like we saw earlier on. And there we go. They're all saying hail, and that's the end of the film. If you want to see more, you'll have to watch Evil Dead 3. See what happens there. But the third one kind of starts differently, doesn't it, to how this ended? Because they're all praising him here, but in the third one, he's in chains. Bad me, isn't he? But anyway, never mind. Never mind. So there we go. So that's Evil Dead 2. Cool film. And, a lot better than the first. A lot better made than the first one. But I do have a soft spot for the first one. Because it's, guerrilla filmmaking and all that, I suppose you could say. And with a much smaller budget. But really, really good and a lot of fun and some great effects. Even though they are kind of hokey, the stop motion and stuff like that. And some of the prosthetics, or not prosthetics, animatronics and puppets and stuff. And not the best, but, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, you can't beat that, can you? There we go. Just blowing a monster's head off. And then we've got a stop-motion monster that looks nothing like the one he shoots the head off, but never mind. So there we go. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. Right. So we'll leave that there. We're all done for another week. Nearly pressed the wrong button again. Yes, it is a great movie. It is a great one. A lot of fun. And didn't do as well as they hoped. I think on the week of its release, it was like 14th or something like that. Really low down in the listings. It didn't do well. Even though the first film, become like a cult hit, the second film wasn't. That found its feet later, probably when it came out on VHS and all that stuff, I imagine. So anyway, right, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there for this week. What's coming up next? But they on Friday, Monday. It's over there. I can't get to it. Monday. Last week's Magnificent Monday I postponed, so we're doing it this Monday. It's Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. I won't do that film justice because it's a comedy, so I'll be trying to tell jokes and just failing miserably. So that's next Monday. And next Friday, but I think we're going to have a watch party. I've done it before in Friday Night Appointment with Fear. I think it might have been the second episode or the third episode. Horror Express. But I found out, apparently it's public domain. So we're going to see what happens. So next week we're going to just watch Horror Express, and I'll annoy you by talking over it. But apparently it's public domain, so I'm hoping I'll probably put it on and probably get a copyright strike straight away. But because that happened with Night of the Living Dead, that's supposed to be a public domain film. Got not a strike. I didn't get a strike. I got a copyright claim. But at least it wasn't blocked, so that's fair enough. So that's next week. Horror Express, a watch party. So that should be fun. I like Horror Express. I do really like it. But, anyway. So there we go. Right. We will leave it there. So thanks Josh Temple and Windgrace and Sci-Fi Quest. Did anybody else pop in? I didn't notice. Don't think they did they? Right, so I may try and do a video of my spirit encounter. Yes, do. Cool. Sounds cool. Well, might have been scared at the time, but it sounds like an interesting story, not cool. But you know what I mean. Yes, that would be great. It would. Yes. Anyway, we will leave it there. So, thanks for watching. Don't have nightmares. And until next time, I'm sure I've forgot something. Tough. So we'll leave it there. So, wherever you are, look after each other. Don't have nightmares. And until next time, I'll see you.